Hey everyone, welcome back to Breaking the Cycle. I'm Kelly, and this is episode 12 of the podcast. And if you're new here, this is also my Substack newsletter read out loud so you can learn on the go without losing anything. Today, we're talking nutrition, not the kind where I tell you to batch cook on Sundays and portion out color coded containers. The real kind, the kind that keeps your blood sugar stable, your energy consistent, and your sleep from falling apart. Even when your fridge looks like a crime scene and you've got 7 minutes before you need to be somewhere. Because I work with caregivers, first responders, and high empathy professionals, people who spend all day pouring into everyone else and then run on fumes in a drive-thru at the end of it. I've been that person and I still have those days. This episode is the backup plan, the real one. Let's get into it. Let me be honest with you. There are days where meal prep didn't happen. The fridge is looking rough, and I have about 7 minutes before I need to be somewhere. I'm a wellness coach. It still happens to me, especially during baseball season when my son has practice 2 to 3 times at nighttime per week that end when I'm supposed to be going to bed. Yeah, they never tell you about that, how 5 and 6 year olds practice till 7 o'clock, which seems early, I guess. I don't know. It feels late to me. Anyway, I refuse to let those days become an excuse to blow up my blood sugar, tank my energy, and spend the next 3 hours fighting off a crash. Because on busy days like these, decision fatigue is super high, motivation is in the pooper, super low, and nutrition is the first thing that goes out the window. You either don't eat at all, which I've been there, or you end up at a drive-through, which I've also been there. So here's exactly what I do. No recipes, no prep work, no last minute fast food drive-bys. It's literally the one rule that changed everything. If you only have time to prepare one thing for the week, make it protein. Most people are significantly under eating protein and have no idea. Protein is not just for people trying to build muscle in a gym. It is the most essential macronutrient for how you feel, function, and recover every single day. Protein builds and repairs every tissue in your body: muscle, skin, hair, nails, organs. It produces the enzymes and hormones that regulate nearly every biological process you have, including the sleep and stress hormones we talk about constantly in this space. It is the only macronutrient that directly supports muscle preservation as you age, which matters more than most people realize. Muscle is not just aesthetic, it is metabolic currency. The more lean muscle you carry, the better your body regulates blood sugar, burns fuel, and manages weight without any effort. Protein also takes the longest to digest, which means it keeps you full longer, prevents the blood sugar spikes and crashes that drive afternoon cravings, and directly reduces the likelihood of waking up at 3 a.m. with your body in panic mode looking for energy. I'm sure you've heard this before, but the general target for an active person is usually zero point 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. Most people eating a standard diet are getting about half of that. The difference shows up in energy, body composition, recovery, sleep quality, and how resilient you feel when life gets hard. Everything else on this list can be grabbed, heated, or assembled in under 5 minutes. Protein is our anchor. Get that right first, and everything else will fall into place. So, I will tell you some of the few staples that I keep on hand for carb sources. And these are super easy. Everything is usually microwavable within 1 minute to 90 seconds. And it's just if as long as you have your protein, any of these can be substituted in. And yeah, it might not be a gourmet meal, but you're getting the calories in, you're doing the job, and you're giving your body the fuel that it needs to keep running. So here are a few. If you go to my Substack article, I have some pictures that will show you some examples of the things that I buy, but I'll talk it out here for you. Microwavable rice, 2 minutes, done. Pairs with everything. This is the base for more meals than I can count. So, literally, rice. And then next would be frozen vegetables. Frozen does not mean that they are inferior. Frozen vegetables are picked and flash frozen at peak nutrition. So a lot of the times they have more color. They are a little bit snappier and crispier. They're actually really good and underrated. Keep a bag of peppers and onions, a stir fry blend, or whatever you actually like. 3 minutes in the microwave, and you have a real vegetable on your plate. Pre-prepped protein are some things that you can just grab and go for snacks during the day, but this is your one job. So cook ground beef, grilled chicken, hard boil eggs, whatever works for you. A lot of the times you can get the frozen prepackaged chicken or hard boiled eggs. If those are the only things that you have time for, it's better than nothing. Granted, those have a lot of sodium and preservatives in them, so just keep that in mind if you're watching your sodium levels. But if you do not have the time, I would much rather you get some form of protein in than nothing. And if that didn't happen, here is what I keep as a backup. So prepackaged hard-boiled eggs, already done, already portioned, grab and go. You don't have to worry about cracking the eggs and literally peeling a tiny little piece of shell off at a time, because I know y'all love to peel some hard-boiled eggs. Frozen fajita chicken strips, again, not my first choice because of the contents, but it does the job. Beef or cheese sticks, quick and easy grab and go protein snacks. Fairlife protein shakes, 30 grams of protein around there. So they have like the 26 or the 42 grams, depending on how much you need for the day. Low sugar, easy to drink down in between soccer games or baseball games. A tuna packet. The amount of times I have been eating one of these dry with a plastic fork is a little bit unreal. People probably look at me like I'm psycho. Oikos Pro Shake, same idea, different texture preference. Greek yogurt is high in protein and pairs with everything. Works as a meal or a snack, especially if you add like a piece of fruit to it. Delicious. Can of black beans. So if you don't eat a whole lot of meat, hey, get yourself a can of black beans, rinse and eat. 15 grams of protein, fiber, done. I don't know if I'd want to be around you after that because you probably would stink. So what I actually make, here are a few meals that I throw together and I actually eat on days that I am busy. So the taco bowl, microwavable rice, frozen peppers and onions, ground beef if it's prepped, or black beans if it isn't, Greek yogurt instead of sour cream for that extra protein boost, and salsa. 5 minutes, high protein, blood sugar stable, genuinely satisfying. This one is in regular rotation because who doesn't like Mexican food? For real. You've never seen people crying over Mexican food. The no cook plate. Prepackaged hard boiled eggs, a handful of cashews, berries. Nothing is heated, nothing is cooked. It takes literally 90 seconds to assemble, and it covers protein, healthy fat, and natural sugar without spiking your blood sugar the way processed food does. Overnight oats. This one requires 30 seconds of effort the night before and zero effort in the morning. Oats, chia seeds, berries, and 42 grams of Fairlife milk. That's it. The Fairlife bumps the protein significantly compared to regular milk. The chia seeds add fiber and healthy fat, and the berries give you natural sweetness without a sugar crash. Make it before bed, grab it in the morning. One and done. Easy. That's pretty much my breakfast almost every morning. Yogurt and a banana. Not glamorous. Completely effective. Greek yogurt with a banana and a handful of cashews covers protein, potassium, healthy fat, and natural carbohydrates in under 2 minutes. If you're in a rush, this is the move. And then rice cake with honey. This one is a snack, not a meal, but it earns its spot on the list because sometimes you need something fast between meals that won't send your blood sugar sideways. Rice cake, a drizzle of honey, a handful of cashews alongside it for fat and protein. Done. This one is great for a early morning pre-workout snack if you don't have time to eat breakfast before your 5 a.m. workouts. And here is why this matters beyond just eating. Here's the part most quick meal articles skip. What you eat and when directly affects how you sleep. Blood sugar that drops overnight is one of the most common reasons people wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. feeling anxious, shaky, or unable to fall back to sleep. That cortisol spike your body releases to compensate is what jolts you awake. A dinner with adequate protein and the right balance of carbs keeps blood sugar stable through the night. That means deeper sleep, fewer wake ups, and waking up actually feeling rested. Food is not separate from sleep. Food is not separate from energy, mood, or hormones. It is all one system. And on the days when everything feels like too much, having 5 options you can throw together in 5 minutes is what keeps the whole system from falling apart. Okay, so here's a freezer and pantry list that you guys can jot down or head over to my article to copy and paste. Keep these stocked and you will always have a meal. Freezer, microwavable rice pouches, and shocking, yes, they have frozen rice if you did not know that. Frozen peppers and onions, frozen vegetable blends, frozen chicken strips for genuine emergencies, and frozen berries for overnight oats or smoothies. Pantry staples, canned black beans, or any bean for that matter, rice pouches that aren't frozen, rice cakes, cashews, almonds, walnuts, pecans, honey, tuna packets, jar of salsa, meat sticks, plain oats, not the ones loaded with sugar and artificial flavors. You just want to get plain. And chia seeds, hemp seeds, and ground flax. And then for our fridge staples, keep Greek yogurt plain so you can use it for different meals. Fairlife milk, prepackaged hard-boiled eggs, berries, bananas, cheese sticks, Fairlife or Oikos protein shakes. So here's the bottom line. You do not need a perfect plan. You need a backup plan that is actually realistic. These are not compromise meals. They're intelligent, fast meals built around protein, blood sugar stability, and what your body actually needs to function, especially on the days when everything else is already demanding too much from you. That's the whole point of breaking the cycle. Not perfection, not an overhaul, just better decisions made easier. So shoot me a comment. What are some of your pantry staples? And just remember that the meals don't have to be pretty. Literally, do you think your car gives a dang what kind of gas? If it's a 87 gas from Food City or if it's 87 gas from Raceway. Like the car doesn't care where the gas is coming from. The car just knows that if it's good gas or not. So think of your body as the same way. The car doesn't care if, or your body doesn't care if the meal looked decent. It knows that when it digests it and when it goes into your body, it will either give you good fuel or it will give you bad fuel. It will make you feel like crap. So the quicker you realize that meals are literally, especially on busy days where you are a high performing CEO, you have kids, you have a life, on those days, don't just roll over and not eat. Like those are the days that you need the fuel to literally not have brain fog and you need good sleep and you need the energy to make it through. So anchor that protein source. If you have to do it on the weekend, literally you could throw chicken in a crock pot and go do whatever you have to do. And literally you will have meat for the entire week. So no excuses. Until next time, let's break the cycle. If this resonated, don't miss the next one. New episodes drop weekly covering sleep, stress, recovery, nutrition, and movement. The 5 things that actually determine how you feel every day. Follow Breaking the Cycle Wellness on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, or wherever you listen so you never miss an episode. And if you want to go deeper, head over to my Substack where I publish the full written breakdowns, guides, and resources that go alongside every episode. Catch the link in the show notes.